Now goes the Powerhouse, and the Covid-19-Man has come to deliver you from the empty land, from the ones who have been silenced to the promised land of the AlefBet, which is the original place for the soul of a man, where he can now get his jubilee and abide safe like he's never been, in the power of the Father, in the Powerhouse, cause that's what word tech trick, Davar tech, in the AlefBet we're connected. Word tech trick, Davar tech, in the Powerhouse we're connected. Truth in the Torah where it is, that's right. And whether you like it or not, I just don't give a damn. Cause in this thing, the end is gonna be for sure. It's got a date before the song began to score. This ain't no lie, we about to fly. Cause in the truth, there's nothing that can be denied. If the Covid-19-Man is hooking you up to the ABEN, to the Powerhouse, with your waving. The Covid-19-Man is gonna hook you up. Cause that's what word tech trick, Davar tech, in the AlefBet we're connected. Word tech trick, Davar tech, to no one else I'm genuflecting. Word tech trick, Davar tech, to the Powerhouse I'm connected. And then I want to get your power back, cause you will find in there the Powerhouse not scared, you won't be silenced. Nobody can touch what you will find in there. Gets to cut the masking back of lies. The righteous now they cries, cause the Covid-19 is gonna hook you up to the Powerhouse. Leave the power show, ride this mule around. Well, hello, my fellow Davarians, and welcome once again to this Wednesday Watch and Win, Learn and Earn. We got it together once again. I'm glad to see some of you in here already. It's good to have you in. Let me get the right mouse here to move the stuff around. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I guess you can see me. Yeah, just keeping the mic here open. Make sure it doesn't get confusing here. All right. So see some of you here already. That's kind of nice. All right. Yeah. All right. So, okay, my friends. So, still on the subject of, fear showcases best your true deity. And as the Davar is, so are you as his product. Okay. So we've been talking about these things this whole week. And this is what I call the 14-day interval between the 6th and the 20th, because everything has been more than declared, but, we still have the we still have the Torah to proclaim. We still have the, papyrus solutions that we can share with the world so they can see where they're at. That's basically, to look into the Torah is to see the condition of the world, and to see where God has compartmentalized. He's got to put the wicked is not free to roam around. They have their Davar that they have to follow, the word that they've learned, and that's how the wicked are compartmentalized. They put in the little compartment. God knows exactly where they are and what He wants them to be. So there's nothing that's out of place with God, So that's why we look in the Torah to see, how the producer and the director of all creation runs things, and to rejoice in Him, okay? And so that's what we do here. All right, let me take you to... So let me see what we can go here from this one. Take it to the observatory. I would even try this. Observatory here. All right, the plain observatory. All right. So here we are, and I have the lights on and still it's kind of dark in here for me. All right. I don't know why. Let me see something. See what happens if I put this light this way. Hold. Give me a second. All right. I'm gonna see the difference with the light. There's any difference? It's a little bit different. We'll leave the light on. Okay. In any event, so that's what we're doing this week. We've been looking at things, different things to consider, and we read about Zephaniah yesterday, and I uploaded the one. I'm trying to upload every day in the morning because it's not too busy to upload what we did the night before and put it in YouTube so we can all have a way to review it, and everybody else did not get to see it because it was really late last night anyhow. So in any case, so today we're going to continue now. Today we're going to be looking at a little passage from the book of Judges. This is when Gideon, God had appointed, Gideon was one of the judges that God had appointed and to deliver Israel. And he was going to go, they were going to go fight, right, for Israel, to defend their country and against their enemies, and to keep the Torah, because that's what they stand for. That's their constitution. We have our own constitution, but the Torah is for the people of Israel. So he decided that he was going to send Gideon. So Gideon decided to go and told the people, we're going to go and take over and do this, and a lot of them joined him. I believe there was a total of 32,000 that wanted to go. And then God looked upon them and said, hey, they look eager to go, but, there's too many of them, And so, because they're going to say, we did it by our own might and strength, So we're going to have to just, maybe reduce the number a bit, God said, to Gideon, So the question that Gideon asked is very interesting. So let me take you to this passage here in the book of Jeremiah. I want to take you to the observatory where we can share this passage. The observatory here. Where I can get to see you guys here. You can see yourselves there. And for some reason, the letters are bigger right now. For some of you guys are bigger. I can see you. I don't know why that changed. But it's okay. It's better for me. I can see what you're saying in your comments. I don't have to strain my eyes. But let me take the Judges here. All right. And so here in Judges chapter 7, let me put here. Now, so here we go. I'll go to verse 3. See, chapter 7, verse 3. Let's see, so I can put it here. You can see the arrow. Oh, you can see my little cursor there? Yeah, okay. So, verse 3. Now, therefore, go to proclaim. This is verse 2. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into thy hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves. That means, they brag about that they did it with their own powers. Let Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand has saved me. Now, therefore, go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful, okay? Whosoever is fearful, okay? It says in the ears of the people saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return. Let him go back, let go back home and depart early from Mount Gilead. No harm done. If you're afraid, you're still an Israelite. You just can stand for the country because, he wants people that are not afraid. But that gets them out of the country. They just cannot participate in the ruling, because remember that Gideon was a judge. Judges was what God appointed before he appointed kings. So judges were the ones that were appointed, and then after that the kings came. So Gideon was one of the judges. Just like Samson was another judge. Shamgar was another judge. I named my son after one of the judges, Shamgar Sebastian. In any case, so these were judges that God had. So this was one of the judges. So you cannot be part of the governing, the elect governing part that God had. The election system that God had for governing the nation of Israel were the judges. And so people that were going with the judges to defend Israel had to be people that were fearless. All right? So he says, Verse 3 now, therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, say, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there return on the people 20 and 2,000. I guess 1,000 for each letter of the Hebrew alphabet, right? There's 22 letters in the Hebrew. So there were 1,000 for each letter of the Hebrew alphabet, because the 22 letters that were chicken, and they were they were just there for the ride because it looked like a lot of people, But if when it comes to defending the country, God doesn't want the fearful there. You don't, and every nation that has a little understanding will do that. The fearful in the country has not the same foot standing with the fearless. You understand? The fearless is in a different level than the fearful. The fearful can still live in the country, but it's the fearless that will go to defend it and stand for it. So those are the ones that count when it comes to the nation being preserved, and that's how God looks at it. Remember that when He in the wilderness, He sent the spies were sent, to see the land that God was going to send them. So, oh, and about 10 of them they were saying, oh, those are giants. 12 spies were sent. Those we are like grasshoppers in them, and so they made the people's heart afraid. And because they were not brave when they got afraid, God decided to keep them wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. So they realized, that He could keep them alive for 40 years with no interference from the outside world. And so they will not be fearful. So God doesn't hold the people that are fearless and fearful people and fearless in the same footing. Can't do anything with people that are fearless. And any leader that has any sense cannot compare either one either. If you're gonna somebody stand for you on your side, you want the fearless one on your side, because those are the ones that at the end of the day are going to do everything that is necessary. All right, so I'm reading you this part just so I'll get to that to the next thing, which I shared at the beginning here. So it says 22,000. Okay, so 22,000 went back home because they were afraid and fearful, and 10,000, remained. Okay, so 10,000 we're going to do it. So there was a total of 32,000 that had gone with Gideon. You understand? 10,000 decided to face the situation, and the other 22,000 decided to go back home. Okay, go home and enjoy yourself. Watch TV, enjoy the news, whatever. But let those that are ready to fight go and fight. They count for the country, because this is what a country stands for. And so the 10,000 were ready to go. But the story. God still thought that was too much. He says 10,000. Yeah, they're gonna brag that we did it in the power of our own flesh. So then those two, what went through, and he decided down. So at the end there were 300. So it was Gideon and 300 that went. And God delivered. The nation of the Israelites, and through this judge named Gideon, as you know the story. But it basically what I'm focusing in that God, the first thing if you're fearful and afraid, you can't count. We can't count on you. On this thing. Just go. You're gonna. Because if you're fearful, it's contagious. You make other people afraid. Because whatever causes fear, you start inventing things bigger than what they are, and make everybody else afraid. So you can't have people that are like that. If you're gonna do battle, just go home and keep your fears to yourself. Okay. So that's what happened there. Now the reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm getting you to the lesson for today. Okay. Now let's go back. I think I have it here already. All right, so this is the lesson for today from Judges, chapter 7. Let me get closer here. Yeah, Judges 7, verse 3 that I read right there. So on this I came up with this idea because America, for one thing, we don't really have for these elections. That are going on. You just got to use a little wisdom. Because what's the motto of America? It said that this is the land of the free and what? And the home of the brave. That's what we say about America. That's how we represent it. That's how we're proud to stand for America, right? I'm calling we because I live here, not necessarily because I'm a citizen. All right, because I'm here as a permanent resident, and I'm for you guys. I learned the Constitution because of my job, so I'm out to help any countries that I live with. I've done my best to do everything for this country, that is the best that I could do for it. Not necessarily take advantage of it. I haven't taken advantage of any other public programs or anything that people come here from other countries to get into food stamps and to get into all these freebies. I don't do any of that crap. Okay, I'm here working all the time. I never had taken a vacation in my whole life. Since I started working at the age of 19, now I'm 61, I have never taken a vacation. So I believe in just working and working and working, and I love to work. So that's no problem for me. And now that I'm home, working and staying home, that was my choice. Since 2008, I've been working at home, because of my own choice. When you have forced to go work at home because of so-called virus and stuff like that, that's a different story, all right? But in any case, so I thought this is the best way to look at things. So if we say that America, so it says, we say that America stands for being the land of the free, okay, I can go here. See, does it show me the, okay, for being the land of the free and the home of the brave, then it's simple to solve this election fiasco. The fearful never inherit the care of the land, only the fearless. Now we're saying that we're kicking out the fearful. They're not being kicked out. But the care of the land is going to have to go to the ones that are brave, because they're the ones that are going to keep it going. Just plain and simple. It's the same logic as God. So the idea of being America standing for the land of the free and the home of the brave, or some people say the land of the free because of the brave, because the brave fought for it, right? And this country has a lot of blood battles. People fought for their freedom, civil, war, other wars that we have fought. The people that have bled, sacrificed, put their life on the line to defend what this country stands for. So those are the people that's why we say, the land of the free because of the brave, or the land of the free or the home of the brave. So if you happen to be the land of the fearful and the home of the enslaved, then you do not represent America anymore. You are the one that is killing America by your lifestyle, by deciding to be the land, by making yourself fearful in the land of the free and being enslaved and staying caged in your home because you're afraid of a little virus. So if you're like that way, that's your choice, but you are a fear. You're a coward and a fearful one because you're afraid of 4 nanometer. That's fine. You can still stay home, but you should not be counted to represent the country, because the country is represented by those that live in the land of the free and are of the home of the brave. The fearless, and they're brave to stand for the founding fathers that fought and left England and fought all of them to stay here. Everybody had to fight and show that. So therefore, that's the ones that represent America. Plain and simple. Whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Libertarian or whether you're a Republican. If you are not afraid. So everybody, that's what it says here. Only those that are willing to fight to protect their land and its founding fathers' constitutions and are not afraid to leave their homes to go cast their votes, defying the possible threat of being infected by a virus, should be counted as representing what America stands for. Okay? Because that's what we call. So the moment you say, we are the land of the free, the home of the brave, and you don't act like that, then you don't represent America anymore. You're a foreign alien to this country. Your presence is bringing down this country. You are welcome to stay, but you cannot represent it until you elevate yourself to that category. Until you live for the land of the free and you are part of the brave. Then you represent this country. I'm not suggesting that we kick them out of the country, Just have to have them stay here, have to learn the Constitution, have to rise up to the level of the founding fathers to get the heart for the nation. Okay? So there's nothing about kicking anybody out. It's just that this country has been left unattended without any civil classes for people to learn what the nation stood for, that they used to have them before. They had civil classes, to learn the Constitution, to learn everything, to learn the Bill of Rights early, and they don't have those things anymore. So no wonder people are afraid now. They don't know what the country stands for. But in any case, only those that are willing to fight, so this homes to go infected by a virus should be counted as representing what America stands for. Let me put it up here. The America stands for, and all the ones who, because of fear, send their ballots in should not be counted, no matter what party. So all the people that stay home, because, the safety of their home, they're afraid that they can get infected, okay? They are not representing the fearless one. They are not representing, they are not representing the brave ones. So all of those that stay home, they should not be counted, whether they be Republicans, Democrats, or Libertarians. Anybody that voted for him should not be counted, because only the ones that went and exposed their bodies there to fight for this country at this hour in which a lot of confusion is going on, only those are the real ones that show themselves to be brave because they were not afraid of a little virus, and those still represent the country. In spite of the fact that a lot of them do not know the Constitution, but still they have the character that they want to fight for what they believe in. And those are the ones that have represented America all along. Because if you don't fight for what you believe, you're not being sent to war. It's easy. You just got to go vote outside of your home. If you're not brave enough to do that, you do not represent America. Plain and simple. There's no need to fight a war. You can eliminate the whole mail-in ballots. So take them all out and just count the people that went to vote. That's how they should base it on. No need to go to war, no need to argue anything. They just should do that because the very people, that's why it says here. So not to count, no matter what the party they're, because by showing they are not brave enough to personally cast their votes to perpetuate this country as the land of the free, they have disqualified themselves. So you see, they don't have the character that lives up to the motto of America. We are the land of the free. We are the home of the brave. But if you don't have the character in you to live up to that, then you have to disqualify yourself. You see, you're like a writing on the shoulders of somebody else that did the work and bled for this country. And then you just want to write on their shoulders, all afraid of a little virus, and think that you can represent America? Away with your stupidity. You see, that's how you get to direct the situation. No need to fight. To me, that's a fair assessment of how it can be done. We eliminate all the ballots that were sent in by mail because all the people have disqualified themselves, because it was a beautiful opportunity. The fact that we're in a pandemic, this is a beautiful opportunity to, separate the wheat from the chaff. Those that have real true value of character and can bring up a nation, and those that lack anything. They only live for their own belly, for their own satisfaction, for being a consumer and enjoying all the jollies that this country has to offer. Okay, you're only a consumer. You're basically a consumer. You have not the character and stamina to defend anybody. So if you're a chicken, and you're a little chicken in that sense, whatever you are, you're welcome to stay that way until you rise up to the, to the level in which everybody's supposed to be that represents America. Because that's the mind is. I thought about this. I thought, well, in a way, this country has lost it because they don't know the Constitution. But a lot of the people that started this nation did not know the Bill of Rights. They fought because they had it in their hearts that they don't want to put up with the rulership of England, and the way the monarchs and the kings run everything. They came to this country looking for a better future, away from that, and establishing themselves in principles from the scriptures. And, at least they had the scriptures to go with. And later on, the country was formed. And they became in agreement to that. But at least they have the character to come into a strange land. Not through plane, but through boats, facing the natives of the land, facing all kinds of dangers to come here, and risk their life, and so there was no comfort like we have right now. But they have the character of boldness, of bravery, to leave their nations and come here to stand something brand new with no comfort, in the rugged land, Those are the people that can build up a nation, like the kind of people that Gideon was looking for. Okay, not chicken people that you want to go home, just go home and stay home. But you cannot be counted to represent the nation. Because those that are willing to fight for you, those are the ones that are really going to take care of you. The rest that are afraid, they're just going to be munching off of you. You're going to be munching out of your, out of your welfare, munching out of your benefits, free healthcare. Only the goodies you want. But when it comes to representing the nation, I could get sick. You're not ready. You don't have the character for it yet. Plain and simple. Does America represent the land of the free and the home of the brave? And if we all agree that that's what we stand for, then that's what needs to be done. Just got to count those that were brave enough We're not asked them to take arms and go fight a country. That was not. All you have to do is get out of your house, show that you do care for this country, and your biggest sacrifice is not that you're going to die in a battle. The biggest sacrifice is to be exposed to this so-called virus. Because you, for the love of country, because you want to stand for the values and the freedoms that your forefathers fought and the other people have fought for. So if you have that kind of a character, at least, that's the least you could do. You see? But you, in spite of all of this, you just want to stay home and get all the goodies of the land. You do not. My friend, you are a fear. And just from the scriptures, from the papyrus solutions, you can see that you will not be qualified to go represent the nation of Israel with Gideon, and neither can you represent this nation that stands on the same motto. We are the land of the free and the home of the brave. Okay? So just as simple as that. That's my from the papyrus solution, I was just thinking that that's the best solution to come up with, because we have a lot of people that have come in and some have the character to stand for their beliefs, and want to fight for this nation according to the way that the founding fathers brought it. So they deserve that. And there's people like that on both sides. There's some libertarians, some Democrats, some Republicans, because a lot of them went to vote, from Republicans, and only the ones that expose themselves, to be under the contagion of this virus, they should be the ones considered to be brave, and therefore they have the minimum amount of requirement to represent this country, for being the country of the free and the home of the brave. They have the bravery to have done that. That's it, and that's what you count. That should be a fair assessment. And counting those ballots, that we should determine who is the winner. Simple as that. We don't have to redo the election. You just got to eliminate the ones that disqualify themselves by not showing up because they were, scared or afraid. That you do not represent the office. You still have to grow up. You're still welcome to stay here. We're not going to count on you. Because, when push comes to shove, you're not going to be around. You already show that you're your little chicken. You're not up to the character yet. So by staying home, you have proven that you're fearful. And it's okay. That's where you're at. You just got to recognize that you can move up in life and become a little more braver, represent the motto of what America stands for. The land of the free and the home of the brave. And once we rise up to that, hey, then you're welcome to the club. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost every club. I remember when I went to my first time that I went to the boarding school in Guatemala. It was like a boarding school. It was a Christian boarding school, by the way. And my parents left me there. And one thing in there is just like they do like what they do in certain colleges when you join a fraternity or certain group. I forgot what they call it. I can't think of the word right now. But when they beat you up, and so you become part. They even do that for gangs. They beat you up for being the new one. But after everybody had to go at you and you survive it and then you were part of the group because you took the beating. Okay, so I remember that when I went here to Guatemala, IEL, Instituto Evangélico América Latina, they had a little thing with the, so the night that the first night they put a lot of newbies. There's about 13 or 14 of us that were new in the boarding school there, and so they were going to do the beating. And what they do is they do two lines of the old ones that have been there, a year and longer. There are two lines in there, and you have to run through the middle. Go through the middle of the line, and while you go there, they kick you, they beat you, they do whatever, and you have to survive the whole thing and go all the way to the end. And then as soon as you've done that, you can line up and beat up the next one that's coming out, And so when I found out the order, how the things are, I was the first one. I'm going to go first because I wanted to beat somebody else too. I was a real kid. Kids are kind of stupid. But I'm going to go first. I will start doing. And so I was the first one running through. I got beat up, punch in the face, kick in the stomach, kick in the butt, And when I got to the end, I got off the floor and said, okay, my turn now, But I was the first one to get in that line, you know what I'm saying? And that was, to me, it was really rotten to me because my motivation is, okay, if I get to beat somebody else, and get even with somebody else. That was bad way of thinking, but at least, At least I had it in me. I never chicken out of any situation. Whenever things come and something is to be done, you gotta stand first and do it. Because those are the people that become leaders anyhow later on. You can set up what you want to do with your life when you have that kind of a character. But if you're not like that, even as an adult, you're a chicken shit and you have to stay home because you're fearful, that's okay. We're not judging you for that. You still have to grow. It's not like we discard people because we're fearful. That means they still have to grow. It's still time to grow. That's the beauty of the nation. You can change from time to time. So, no need to look down upon the people, that that are too fearful to do something like that. So to me, that's the easiest way to be able to do something like this, and to be able to, just look at the way that can easily be solved. So just look at what America stands for. We say, everybody agrees, we're the land of the free and the home of the brave. We sing about it, we recite it, we say it everywhere. But if you're not showing that means you're still not up to it yet. We're not kicking you out, we're not taking you out of the country or anything like that. It's you just cannot represent the nation. And your vote is not in same footing, same standing as those that are able to expose themselves and show by the exposure to the virus that they are willing and they're brave enough to stand for the values of what this nation represents. And that will be more even and square, So if you take away all the ballots, people that cast, and I said, then even I think the dead are too afraid to show up too, because the dead seem to have sent their mail too. So we have dead people that are afraid. You're dead and you're afraid. You can't qualify to be an American. Okay, sorry about that. You're in the cemetery, you die, and you're still afraid to come and show up. Hey, can't count on you. We get dead people that are brave enough to show up. I don't care if you're dead in America. That's funny. If you're dead, Democrat or dead Republican, but you're gonna show up, and then you're brave enough, because if you're dead and you're sending the ballot, come on, you're still chicken. You have died already, and you're still afraid. You can't qualify to represent this country. I'm joking, but this. But you know what I'm talking about? Simple as that. We don't have to complicate life and make it so hard for ourselves. It's just that simple, my friend, So that's the way I look at it. That's my contribution to this dilemma that we're going through right now. And I thought I'd share this part of it today. Because if we represent that, that's the best way to go, So we're going to move on to the next part here. This is the part of the bottom here. So this is only exclusive. This is now has to do with the book of, which we're going to read right now. The other part on top here that I say Jeremiah 1, 4 to 19. I'm going to read that right now to you guys. And then, but basically I'm saying here, only exclusive, constant intimacy is reality to God. Because yesterday we talked about what's truth, Torah's reality understanding that hides. I explained that. So this is the reality I'm going to focus on right now. So only exclusive constancy, intimacy is reality. And so let me see here. To God, the governing operations director. Because it applies to everybody that's in the capacity to govern something. An exclusive constant intimacy. That means that you're always constant, it's a constant union. That you're not separated. You're always in sync. Okay, and I'm gonna explain this from Jeremiah, and may take you to see how we're doing here. But let me sing a song first. We can sing a song like I did yesterday because I like this song. Let's do this song. That's why I had my guitar. This one we practiced it yesterday a little bit. Psalm 119, verses 88, 93, 94, 97. And I've been talking all day and I've been preaching with you guys right now, so who knows how my voice is going to come out. Well, I'll try to. Oh, let me put the capo on this. Okay. Yeah, I have to put this thing for this on this one. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. Put it closer so we can have it closer on the screen here. All right, here we go. Okay. I will never forget thy precepts for well done. Thou hast quickened me, and now I'm thine. Oh, yeah. I will never forget thy precepts for well done. Thou hast quickened me, and now I'm thine. Oh, yeah. Quicken me after the love and kindness, so shall I give the testimony of thy mouth. Quicken me after thy love and kindness, so shall I give the testimony of thy mouth. All right, my voice held up. Thanks be to the heaven above, the Lord above. That's good. Now, let me see what you guys are doing here. Take you here to the screen. See how the crowd's doing here. All right, so we have a few people. Beth Fruit, hey, good to see you, Beth Fruit. All right, better late than ever, man. I'm glad you made it. Brian is here, Beth Fruit, Rosa, all right, Brianna Duran. The usual suspects. We have you people. All right. All right. It's good to see you people. All right. All right. Perfect. We have a good crowd. All right. I see. Okay. Now, let me read a little bit here from the book of Jeremiah, all right? Because we're looking at what intimacy means to God. Okay, God made us for Himself, and we are supposed to be His tabernacle and the dwelling place here, because this is the dwelling place. Earth is to be the dwelling place of God, and the tabernacle for that is us, we, the people. That's what He made us for Himself. We are His patent office, because we are the ones that take care. We become the parents of the word that He gave us, and we treat that word, as a tender child, and we pass it on to all our generations, So we are everything that God needs to use to manifest Himself here. So we were supposed to be in that intimacy, right? So I'm going to go down here to verse 4. Let me take it here. Yeah. So verse 4. Okay, verse 4 here. Here is the word of Adonai that came to me. Yeah, Jeremiah is saying here. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I separated you for myself. Amazing thing there. I have appointed you to be a prophet to the nations. That means to the whole world. I said, oh, Adonai Elohim, I don't even know how to speak. I'm just a child. But Adonai said to me, don't say I'm just a child, for you will go to whomever I send you, and you will speak whatever I order you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you, says Adonai, to rescue you, or to save you, right? It says, then Adonai put out his hand and touched my mouth. And Adonai said to me, there, I have put my Davar. I made you Davarectic, my Davar in your mouth, my word. Today I have placed you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and to tear down, to destroy and to demolish, to build and to plant. And that's amazing what He did to Jeremiah, because the prophecy He gave him is from that time where he lived and still going on up until now, because he talks about the Mashiach, right? And all the things that we're going to be delivered by the Mashiach. So all of that. So it covers the time that he lived in, the time through history, and all the way down. So all of that, the word, the bar that God had prepared, He had this instrument, this soul of Jeremiah, where He was going to plant it. He touched his lips, okay? And therefore, your mouth today. So all of that. It says, verse 11, the word of Adonai came to me asking Jeremiah, because this is how you say it in Hebrew, Jeremiah, we say Jeremiah. Jeremiah, what do you see? I answered, I see a branch from an almond tree. Then Adonai said to me, you have seen well, because I am watching to fulfill my word. A second time the word of Adonai came to me asking, what do you see? I answered, I see a cauldron tilted away from the north over a fire fanned by the wind. Then Adonai said to me, from the north calamity will boil over unto everyone living in the land, because I will summon all the families in the kingdoms of the north, says Adonai. And they will come and sit each one of his on his throne at the entrance to the gates of Jerusalem, that's Jerusalem, opposite its walls, all the way around, and opposite all the cities of Judah. I will pronounce my judgment against them for all their wickedness in abandoning me. Okay, because they went after the Mulectic God and the work of their hands, they abandoned God, offering incense to other gods and worshiping their own hands and worshiping what their own hands have made, or the work of their own hands. God hates that. When you make something, the thing that you make depends on you. Every time that you make something, that thing has become your child. It's always going to depend on you. You should never bow down and think, now I made this thing and now I cannot live without it. That's when you worship the work of your hands. And that's how old this Abodasara, this Mulectic garden, is all created by manpower. because we understand the tomes of instructions, the manuals, and we bring them in this world. And once they're brought in here, we think, I cannot live with those things, without those things. That's stupidity. God hates that kind of stupidity. So he says, and worship. So worship what their own hands have made. He says, but you dress for action. Stand up and tell them. It says, dress up to let them have it. Everything I order you to say. When you confront them, don't break down, or I will break you down in front of them. For today, you see, I have made you, and this is the part that I want you to get into. Today I have made you into a fortified city, a pillar of iron, a wall of bronze against the whole land, against the king of Judah and against his princes, against his Kohanim, that are the priests or preachers, against his Kohanim and the priests, and the people of the land. They will fight against you, but they will not overcome you. For I am with you, says Adonai, to rescue you, or to save you. Okay? So, what was God saying is, I know my word. I know what I made it for. I know but because I'm going to put it in you, you become one in my word. So now you are what I have made my word to be. I have put it in you. Because my word is a fortified city. My word is a pillar of iron that holds things up. My word is a bronze wall that nobody can go against. And so by me placing in you, that's what you become. So it's when you are one with the Alef Beth, with the Father, the Alef Beth that has planned and arranged the word, that's what you become, my friend. And then when you keep that intimacy, you keep on presenting that Davar that he arranged. And that's what happens in this world. Okay, that's why, let me take you back to what I had here before in the other picture. Okay, and then I'll take you back to this. I don't know. Let me go back. Okay, the Red Sea party. Okay, and here for today's lesson, yeah. Okay. Only exclusive constant intimacy is reality to God, the governing operations director. Because everybody that is a creator, that is as a founder or maker of something, he writes a manual for his product in any company. This applies to any in retarded garden. Okay, they write a manual, and what does he hire the people for? To become acquainted, to become familiar, to memorize and to apprehend all that the manual is telling them to do, because that way they become intimately aware of what he had fashioned, what service he thought of. So therefore they take upon themselves the intimacy of the Creator, and now they work on the same page. They are what is called to be on the same page, Like the Torah is a big scroll, and the whole people were on that same page. People live off a page of a website. People used to live off the page of the Torah. Now people live off a page of a website, so that becomes their living. That these words are thy living, okay? But in any case, so when you are that, so whenever you go to work, what is it that you inherited? You're engaging the words that came from the cranium, from the cerebral faculties, from the wisdom, if you please, of the founder. You're engaging with those words. You've taken them in. You have intimacy with those words, and that's all you have. The 8 hours that you work, wherever you go to work, that's the average. Usually work 12 hours, but the other people work 8 hours, and that's what they have is just intimacy of the instructions and the words that tell you how to run the products and service. And usually you only have that intimacy for 8 hours while you work there, because that's all you have to be engaged with those instructions. Okay, but as long as you're engaged in the intimacy of those words and you haven't run into your system, then whatever that owner had in mind to be done is actually done. The service is provided. The product is made. The role is played if you're into the movie industry. Then the reality of the mindset happens when that intimacy is constant. So you have to become the exclusive one to take it in, and that's how things are manifested. That's how reality plays out in this world. So that's what God is. But God wants you to be like that 24/7. This book of the law shall not depart. This book of the Torah shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. That means you go dreaming about it. You have it soaked in during the day. When you go at night, you're dreaming about putting things together. I do it. My mind is I end up with a thing that I'm putting together, and in my whole dream, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm still dreaming about a part that I was thinking of how to connect this in the Bible. I go to sleep like that, and I'm dreaming about that, But that's what it says. You got to take it in, and think about it and meditate on it day and night, because it's not a burden to be in the mindset of the maker, because the mindset of the maker is not telling to work for any of his plans, he's telling us to work to understand him and to see how he runs things behind the scenes. And it's wonderful when you're on the same page with him. It's just takes you completely out of this world, completely into a different level of existence, a different experience. But it has to be that exclusivity, okay? And so that's why I didn't have time to prepare this, but there's what I call something that is people that's called the rock. They used to have this insurance company called the Rock of Gibraltar, and they represent themselves by this rock, that they are faithful, a faithful company that is not going to be moved by anything. But the whole idea is that the Alef Beth, represents the house. The Alef and the Beth represent the house, and the Ben, the Beth and the Nun represents the son. So the Alef Beth represents the father, and the Beth and the Nun, Ben, represents the son. But when you merge those two, when you put the Alef Beth and the Beth Nun, when you put them together, so there's an Alef Beth, because you merge the two B's into one. So the Alef Beth and Nun, ABN, that's ABEN, that means stone or rock. That's what the word in Hebrew for stone means, ABEN. And they took stones, they took ABEN. So putting the Father and putting the Son together as one is called stone, and the word stone. Okay? Because stone is the perpetuity of the ground. It's like solid ground that is not going to change, it's going to remain the same. So that's why when the commandments were written on stone, that means that God was putting his mindset, the fathers, the alphabet was being put on stone. So that means perpetuity of his word for mankind. So the stone is that rock, that doesn't change. So that's why you have to be to the company. When something is written, the manual is taken into you, and therefore you become one with the mindset of the one that came with that alphabet. The owner of the company that thought of it, put it together, and now it's in you. So you become that solid stone, that rock by which the product can be created. That you're faithful to produce that, and you're not broken. So the service is not broken. You're solid. So it's that stone. So stone is ABEN, which means the union. Of the alphabet. With the sun together, it makes a stone of perpetuity. And the whole function of the stone is to perpetuate what's already there. To perpetuate Adam. Adam is the soft ground. But when it's a solid rock, it's the perpetuation of the solid man. It's not going to change because it's faithful. So that's the whole idea, the whole thing. So everything has to become that one, united like that, and then reality takes place. And that's how you create everything. And it has to be exclusive. So they have the patent office to talk about exclusivity rights, but we are the ones that are the patent office, the pater, because that stands for, and we are the ones that take care of that word, and we make it happen because we are wordectric and davarectic, okay? And in the AlefBet we're connected, So because we are powered by words, so everybody has to take the words in themselves, and they become the AlefBet and the Nun. So AlefBet means father, and the Nun means continuity. The letter Nun means the continuity or perpetuity. Something that continues, it stands for generation or continuity, the Nun. Generation or continuity. It stands for seed, because the seed allows the generation to continue. So all these things are synonymous with the word Nun. So this generation is a continuity, is a seed. So the father's, continuity. The father's generation. That's what ABEN means. The strong house continuity. The strong house generation. So that's what you become when you take on the word of your maker. You're a foundation. You are a rock, the rock of Gibraltar. You are something that faithfully will cause whatever company to keep producing the product, whatever service to be, because you have to become that. Would you join your mindset with the other one? That's what that exclusive. So that's what reality is to God. Only exclusive, constant intimacy is reality to God. And everybody knows it, you know. And so in this garden, you know, we have that. So right now we have it so that the external mulectic world, we're almost gonna get to the questions pretty soon. Okay? Because I see how everything is connected in the world. What we have outside is there's a word in Hebrew called klipot. Okay, klipot is what is called the peel. You know, when you have a fruit, you know, let's think of the avocado, for example. The avocado has a big seed in the middle. You know, that seed is the one that does the FMR. You know, that's fruitful, multiply, and replenish, because it just pushes all of its goodness out of the ground, and a lot of trees are born from the seed. But once the fruit is come out of the tree, it has the seed inside, it has the meat of the fruit, you know, the green stuff, and on top of it is the klipot. That's Hebrew for peel. And usually the peel for an avocado, I was thinking of avocado because avocado it's kind of hard, because the peel at the top is hard. And that's usually the thing that people don't eat, because it's only encasing the meat, you know, encasing everything that's inside the fruit. Okay? And so you serve that to entrap everything inside. That's the only function that has, to keep it from spilling out. So it's hardened because of that, and it's hardened because it's exposed to the outside world, and the constant oxygen, you know, makes it hard. So all of that is part. So the klipot is always hard, but it's the part that people discard the moment they're gonna get to the fruit. But the only function that it has is to hold and to restrain the things inside, you know. And so what we have in this external world is a klipot of what we have perfect inside of us, you know, in the fellowship of having the Torah and living in us and meditating on it day and night. What we have outside is what is called an imitation of what's inside, because outside the klipot or the peel of the avocado is hard, like the one that is inside is kind of hard, you know. But this hard one does not produce anymore, you know, any more avocados. It's about to die, because it's about to be opened up and discarded, you know. But it's only an expression of what is inside, but it's on the outside, okay? But doesn't have the same ability to reproduce anymore. So this whole world of these leaders right now, you know, because they're calling about the great reset, and what they want to do, they want to get you back to what I call the electronic Bitcoin. They want to change everything to all kinds of money, go away with all the paper money, and just make it all like some sort of electronic Bitcoin, because they have those things for quite a while now. Because they call it Bitcoin because it's more secure, you know, it's run by digital computer, digital codes and everything. But I like what's been happening this week, because notice that how a lot of people's accounts in their computer, social media have been erased, like from the presidents and all the other people's accounts, like they never existed. They wipe out the guy from Walk Away. They wipe out all his account, you know, from all the different social media platforms. So that ought to tell you how safe is going to be this bet currency if they, at any point, you know, they can just wipe out your thing. So you say you have certain service, they can just wipe it out like you never had any money. Because they're showing you right now that it's not as safe as you think it's going to be. They want you to believe that this digital currency that is inside the computer, that is just going to be a number on the screen, is going to be the safest thing there is. But they're showing you right now by their practices that they're just going to control the whole thing. That's what they want it that way. And if you don't dance the same, you know, to the song that they play, that's it. You know, all the thing that you work for is zero balance. So those that are depending on this mulectic garden, that's what awaits you. But think for a moment, because they want to put you, they want to reset the whole thing so that people are trusting it's an electronic Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is one word. Electronic has EL in the beginning. That's like Elohim, has God. That's like the AlefBet. Aleph has AL, has L in it. So electronic IL, his God is in it, or strong, because Aleph, so it's ALE, has ELE, like Aleph has ALE, you know, so that's part of Aleph, and the Bitcoin has Bet, BIT has the two, because only the consonants count in Hebrew, has consonants, BIT, which is for the house, Bet, so it has AlefBet, So the AlefBet is in the work electronic bet. So you can see that this thing, and there's the kuf and the end. The kuf is just for the palm. For the C is the kuf, is the palm. So they approve continuity because that's the end. Coin, you have the C and the end. And all Bitcoins together. So it says the houses approve continuity. So it's actually the word for Ben right there. The approved son to continue. So what are they representing? Electronic Bitcoin represents ABEN, represents the father, and it's the solid stone that they want you to trust. They want you to trust that this is a solid that you can really trust and rely on it, because you will always, your money will be safe, it cannot be stolen. No, it will always be controlled by them. And whatever they don't like you, they can wipe you out of it. That's what it means. Okay, but that's what they are presenting to you, that they have this rock for you to trust. This solid system of economy that can finally going to be secure. But you can see that it's not secure. But like I said, the clipart, the external thing, tries to imitate what the seed has. But the seed has life to give. The Torah has life to give. They have life to. They present something that looks like life to give, but they're only there to take it away, because that's what the clipart, the shell outside, cannot deliver what the seed does. So that's why external governments will present the system of the electronic Bitcoin, which is another way of saying, an ABEN, something solid that you can trust in. The Alef Beth and the Nun. So it's there all combined, So it's there hidden. But the thing is, I just find interesting how I connect that, because, that's exactly what the world's trying to do. It's trying to put in the external reality, something that God offers, in the inner economy of revealing his character, because everything is in the external economy. So there's people that are convinced that they need this thing, the product from the elected garden, are going and are falling for this. Even though right now this whole week it has proven that this whole system of the internet is not safe. Accounts can be wiped, if you're not in agreement with people. So that tells you that your currency, if they want to control it, they can wipe it away anytime they want. Because all they want is control. Okay, so you understand that's how it works. So God balances one thing against the other. Everything that men want to do, he says the day of adversity and the day of prosperity, rejoice. If everything is going well, rejoice. But in the day of adversity, consider. Because God has placed one against the other in order that man may find nothing after himself. So the way God runs this world is he gives some people a time of success and great joy, and then there comes the time of adversity when all these things are taken away and he doesn't know what's happening. Because God wants to make sure, this world is not satisfying. They're not as promising. Everything they promised fails. They're not who I am for your soul. They may convince you that they have something for your soul, which is what I am, but they can never deliver. The time comes when they fail to produce what they say. Okay? So all these things are important things to consider. So that's why to God, reality, the exclusive constant intimacy is reality with God, And that's what we need to understand. So being one with the word and the mindset of the maker makes you an ABEN, a stone, and the stone guarantees, the strong house continuity or the father's perpetuity, and that's what they all want, and the whole idea of the electronic Bitcoin is to represent, the Aleph, the Bet, and the continuity of it, the approved continuity. So that's the stone that they're trying to present to society. That's the whole message in the reset. The reset is to get you to trust in this electronic Bitcoin that is going to be the currency for the whole world now. That everybody can trust that that's the rock of Gibraltar that cannot be broken. Nobody can steal the money because, this is not paper money. This is not anything. It's just, and that means we control it all. Okay, that's all it comes to. So they cannot deliver because right this week it showed by their own works that they cannot do that. So, in any case, let me see how we're doing here. Let me take you guys to, let me see some of you guys here now. We raised some questions here. All right, so, hey, all right, ready to make some moolah? That's right, Andy. They don't like you, bye-bye with everything. Okay, but isn't that something, that that's why I love the Torah, because the Torah just gives you eyes to see, and see how God operates everything. Because, and the world cannot do anything but imitate what God does. But their imitation is really a shoddy deal. It's really a lousy deal. Because they only come with imitations, like somebody, there's a horse and there's a horse made out of plastic. That's what this molecular world does. They present something that God made, but it's made out of plastic. It's plastic surgery. You need some boob job done or whatever. It's all plastic. We'll do it for you, but it's all plastic. It's not as good as God, but it looks good enough. You need some new lips. It's plastic surgery. We'll give it to you. It's plastic. We use it as long as you like. But it's it's all mulectic. It's all one thing. You have to go back to get some more, and that's how this world runs. Okay, so they try to imitate what God has given you. But they do a really lousy job, and they cannot deliver. And in the end, you end up messing yourself far faster than that you have left things alone. Look at what happened to Michael Jackson. Not satisfied with the nose God gave him, man, he went through different noses. But that's how the world is. They want to trust it, and they end up what they end up doing. But in any event, that's why we are here right now. So let's see how we doing so far. All right. So let me see here. Let me start asking some questions now. Now I don't have that much money, but we're still gonna go back to the same $50. 3 prices of $50 each for today. All right. And I'm gonna ask you to, if you win one prize, don't participate anymore. Let somebody else try it, okay? Because we want to make it fair to everybody else. So, there's somebody in particular that likes to participate as this person wins and likes to put answers there. Don't do that, please. Let everybody think on their own, because I know that's very nice of you to do that. So, and it shows me that you're learning, which is very encouraging. But I want everybody to do it fair and square. Hopefully you have remembered something of what I say, and you will learn something. And that's the whole idea of doing this thing right now. So let me go back here. All right. Let me go all the way to the bottom, so I'm ready to. Made in China. Okay. Right. Let me think. Okay, let me see. For $50 here, first $50. I told you the story of Jeremiah, okay? In the story of Jeremiah, let me take this thing here because I heard something that getting in the way of me seeing everybody complete here. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can see everybody now. All right. So I went all the way to the bottom. In the story of Jeremiah, God told Jeremiah that he has made him into 3 things. Says, I put my Davar in you, so you are this, this, and this, because of the Davar being him. Can anybody tell me one of those things? You get $50. One of the 3 things that he told Jeremiah he's gonna be, because he put the Davar in him. He's gonna be 3 things. Anybody remembers one of those 3 things? The first one to remember one of those 3 things that Jeremiah was gonna be, here we'll get $50. No. Yeah, well, he was afraid. That's a leader. There are 3 things that he mentioned that he was going to be. All right, somebody's coming out with something here. Yeah, okay, I see something. Okay, so far I have. I have Rosa has the closest one, and and Brianna now came up with one. But you guys have only one answer. But okay, but at least you have part of the thing. Rosa says fortified, which is a fortified city. Okay, Brianna said iron, which is the iron pillar. All right, which is pretty good. All right, but Rosa said it first, so Rosa will get $50. All right. So at least for half of the answer, because I'm going to make you into a fortified city, an iron pillar, and a brazen wall, or a bronze wall, or brawl. So the 3 things that he told him he was going to do with him. So that's what he was for all generations. He was going to build and plant and destroy with everything to Jeremiah. So it was quite a powerful Davar that he's preparing for. So $50 to Rosa Crispin. Okay. Okay, now Rosa Crispin, don't participate now. This is for the rest of you now, okay? For the next $50. All right. Okay. When I told you the story about Gideon, okay? And I told you that God told him to, there's too many people here, So he told him, go talk to them, and get all the way to the bottom to be ready to hear the answer here. He said, go talk to them and tell them that those that are fearful and afraid to go back home. But how many went back home? Okay? Anybody remember how many went back home? That were fearful and afraid. If anybody remember that. How many went back home? Yeah, 300 went to battle, but how many went back home the first time that Brian Wanta? 22,000, correct. Correct the mundo, Brian Wanta. 22,000. 1,000 for each letter of the AlefBet of the Hebrew alphabet. There's 22 letters. So there was a 1,000. 22,000. Yeah, 22,000 went back. Okay. 22,000 went back. So we have Brian, another $50. Very good. Now, on the last one for $50. Okay. For $50 on the last one. All right. Okay. What are the three letters that represent the word stone in Hebrew? The three letters that represent the word stone in Hebrew. See if anybody pay attention to that. This is the three letters that represent the word stone in Hebrew. Or how do you say the word stone in Hebrew? You remember. Either way. You can say it in Hebrew. Or what three letters make the word stone? Brianna Duran. You got it. Okay. ABEN. That's right. ABEN. Stone. You got it. Brianna Duran, congratulations. You got $50. Yes. And so you see what that is. The union of the Father and the Son makes a solid rock. So that businesses and creates reality and manifests reality and keeps it going. So that's the whole idea. Okay? And, oh, look at Wilfred. I like that. Wilfred put it in the Hebrew, all right? Alef Beth Nun. Very good, Wilfred, Oh, my goodness. Okay, for going out of your way like that, Wilfred, I'm going to give you $30, okay? Because he got something original there in Hebrew. $30 for for bear fruit, okay? For doing that with the Hebrew. It's very creative there. I didn't think you could write it in Hebrew there. It was very good. All right, very good. Okay, so I appreciate each one of you participating, and but that's the whole idea, my friends. So we'll talk a little bit about solution today, but the way to solve this thing without causing any war. We just got to let the people think, okay, what does America stand for? The land of the free and the home of the brave? So let's make sure that the people that went to vote live up to that, Oh, Hebrew schema. Well, that was very good. That was very good, you guys. So congratulations to all the winners, Rosa Crispin, Brian Wanta, and Brianna Duran. Congratulations, and also to Bearfruit for being created there and putting the ABEN in the Hebrew alphabet, all right? I love each and every one of you for trying to learn the Torah. You inspire me to stay with it, because just the idea that I got to teach this and it keeps me anyhow focused upon what I'm doing. So it's very encouraging. You have no idea how much you have encouraged me to get into the Torah because of your interest to learn yourself. So there's a way in which man sharpens iron. as iron sharpens iron, man sharpens another man. And so we sharpen each other in this way here, you know. So have a good time here. I want to put this song of word deck trick here because that's what we are in the AlefBet, right? Let me see if I can find it. And then after that we finish. But I'm doing this whole week because the whole idea is I'm trying to do 2 lessons of 2 different subjects like this, you know, to give a alternative of how to do things during this 14-day interval, you know, between the 6th and the 20th. I want to give 14 different lessons for people to consider the things and consider the economy from on high to the economy that they have right now, you know, and do something better for themselves. Now let me see, I can do this one here. Pow goes the Powerhouse, and the COVID-19-Man has come to deliver you from the empty land, from the ones who have been silenced to the promised land of the AlefBet, which is the original place for the soul of a man, where he can now get his jubilee and abide safe like he's never been in the power of the Father, in the Powerhouse, cause that's what word deck trick, Davar deck, in the AlefBet we're connected. Word deck trick, Davar deck, in the Powerhouse we're connected. Truth in the Torah where it is, that's right. And whether you like it or not, I just don't give a damn. Cause in this thing, the end is gonna be for sure. It's got a date before the song began to score. This ain't no lie, we about to fly. Cause in the truth there's nothing that can be denied. Here's the COVID-19-Man is hooking you up to the AlefBet, to the Powerhouse, with your waving. The COVID-19-Man is gonna hook you up. Cause that's what word deck trick, Davar deck, in the AlefBet we're connected. Word deck trick, Davar deck, to no one else I'm genuflecting. Word deck trick, Davar deck, to the Powerhouse I'm connected. And then I want to get your power back, cause you were fighting there. The Powerhouse not scared, you won't be silenced. Nobody can touch what you were finding there. Gets to cut the masking back of lies. The righteous now they cries, cause the COVID-19 is gonna hook you up to the Powerhouse. Leave the power show, ride this mule around.